Must be nice. Must be nice to be a host team and play in your home country. Must be nice. We'll discuss.
I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England to the World Cup finals.
Welcome to episode 211 of the Football Weekly Podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. Boy, I tell ya. Just finished watching England. Well, of course, we're going to start off with Canada, but I'm just finished watching England Congo. England very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. I'm hearing people, but they should have had a PK, so Ghana should have had a PK against England as well. It wasn't called. Everything evens out, guys. It all evens out. Very, very lucky, England. Very lucky. The problem with English football is you have what's considered the best league in the world. So it's pretty much the only sport in England. They think they're fantastic at it. So the media rides that as well. You're putting way more pressure on these players than needs to be. This isn't 2002 Brazil. It's nowhere near that. The problem is you overrate average players. Except for maybe, well, for sure Harry Kane. Maybe Mark Gay. I don't know who else. I'm an Arsenal fan. Madueke wasn't the greatest today. Saka came in and did okay, I guess. Declan Rice worked his socks off as usual, the engine. But when you start talking about 130 million for Elliot Anderson, I don't know, guys. You overrate your average players, and this is the problem. Now you think you have to go in and win every World Cup. If you don't win it, it's a shame. Very lucky today. Very lucky. DR Congo put them to the sword. Yohan Wissa from Newcastle now hit the post. Has to be a goal. This isn't the EPL where you're going to get another 2 or 3 chances to score. It's the World Cup. You probably never get another shot on net, and he didn't. And he has to score that. I know there was a little bit of a deflection, but you have to score that. At that point, it would have made it 2-0, and then it's panic stations in England and the England side. Panic stations. But England gets through 2-1 today on the way to the round of, to the quarters, I guess now. Is it 16 now? We're on our way to the round of 16 against Mexico at home. Must be nice to play in your home stadium as a host team. Must be nice. So FIFA must have thought Canada wasn't going to make it out of the group because they didn't possibly put any of the games that Canada could play in Canada. And I've mentioned this a million times to people, and everyone just brushes it aside. It's not a brush aside thing. If you watched Mexico, Ecuador yesterday, that whole stadium was Mexican fans pretty much. If there's 100,000 people there, 99,000 of them are Mexico fans. It makes a difference. Or you go to now, Canada went to LA, they probably had 6,000, 7,000 fans there cheering for Canada as a host country. When if you put that in Toronto, you could probably sell that stadium out 3 times over. Mexico-Ecuador game should have been in Oshawa. Should have been in Pickering, if that's the case then. Put it in Montreal. Put it in Newfoundland. Put it in Edmonton. I mentioned it last time when Joe was on the show. How is this possible? USA is not going to play outside the USA for any of their games. Mexico is not playing outside their outside of Mexico for their games. Why is Canada going to LA and Houston to play games? Anyway, like I said, I bring it up and people, oh no, it doesn't mean it's not a big, okay, yeah, it is a big deal actually. It is. It is. So let's talk about Canada, South Africa. We didn't have a show. I didn't do a show after the game. I don't even remember why. But 1-0 win. Stefan Eustáquio with the game winner in the 92nd minute, I believe. And things changed in that game when Alphonso Davies came on. I think he was on a minutes restriction. I think the minutes restriction was like 15 or 20 minutes, I think. So if that game went into extra time, I believe they would have subbed him off, even though they just brought him in 20 minutes ago. I believe that would have been the case. But like I said, things changed when he got on the field. Just being able to attack down that wing and be a threat that has to be double teamed, it makes a big difference for the way this team plays. Makes a big difference. Before the game started, when we saw the lineup, I was shocked at the selections Jesse Marsch made. Absolutely shocked. You know, you're in the knockout stage for the first time. You got to put your best players on the field. I don't care. You got to put your best players on the field. And I see Liam Miller and Taniela Waseyu start. To be fair, Liam Miller didn't do much wrong in that game. He was actually pretty good, in my opinion. He was actually good, in my opinion. But you got Promise David. You've got Kyle Larin. You know, Jonathan David. Tanny should be the fourth guy on that list. But for some reason, he started it. Then brings on Promise David. So you're starting to look. So now, me personally, maybe I'm not up on Canada politics or Canada gossip on what's going on with the Canadian men's national team as far as selections go. But if I'm seeing Promise David come in before Kyle Larin, and I'm Kyle Larin, I'm sitting there going, what the hell is this? And what the hell is this? What's going on? Before the game, the hockey guys that are now soccer guys were saying, oh, well, when he comes off the bench, he plays angry. Maybe they just want him to come off the bench and play. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Past performance, I believe the game before, it was Switzerland, I believe. Maybe he didn't play his best game, but it's still someone that I would bring in before Tanny. I'm not shitting on Canada, guys. I'm not, but it's just that in that magnitude of a game, I'm putting my best 11 on the field. And I'm sorry if it hurts anyone's feelings. Tanny's not one of my best 11 on that team. Should have done player ratings that day as well. We're not going to do player ratings today because I honestly don't remember who played well, who didn't. I just remember thinking to myself about the selections of Liam Miller and Tanny. So the only guy that seems to get a pass on playing good, playing bad, playing indifferent, is Jonathan David. He can play good, he can play bad. He's playing 90. If you're looking for a piece of magic from him, it looked like he, in the last 10, 15 minutes, he was gassed. He was gassed. But, I mean, we go again on Saturday against Colombia, which is going to be, we go again on Saturday against Morocco. It's going to be a tough game. We played them in the last World Cup as well. And we have a little bit of get back to get them. So hopefully Mr. Marsch, Jesse Marsch, gets that lineup correct. I have to see the best 11 play. I have to. Barring any injuries, I have to see the best 11 play. There's no time. Again, like I said about England and Congo, you're probably going to get one chance. This is World Cup. You're playing against the best of the best. Even though on England, it's not really the best of the best. Ezra Konsa is your center back. That's absolutely crazy. And John Stones is coming in. That's absolutely crazy. But anyways, I'm not here to bash England. But I have to see the best starting 11 barring injury. If Alphonso Davies can't go because of the injury, okay, no problem. Put someone else in. But if Kyle Larin and Promise David are healthy, one of those two guys has to start with Jonathan David. I'm sorry. It has to be like that. So we'll definitely do a show after the Saturday game. It's Saturday, so there's not a lot of time to do stuff. The game during the week, you know, if you're able to watch it, get home and watch it, or watch it at a bar or whatever, you can watch it properly. The hell, I don't even remember where I was to watch the game. I think I was here watching the game. Exactly why we're not doing player ratings. I don't even remember where I was during the game. So hopefully we see the best 11 against Morocco. We're going to need the best 11. Morocco's not a pushover team. Moise Bombito came in and played 60 minutes. Didn't look that bad, but you can still see that he's not 100%. Cornelius, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, do you have anybody better? De Frugeroles came in off the bench to take over for Bombito when he came out in the 60th minute. To me, he didn't really put a foot wrong. Maybe a Bombito De Frugeroles partnership might be on the books. But at this point of the World Cup, and at this stage of the World Cup, I don't think we start experimenting with different partnerships at the back. If Bombito and Cornelius are comfortable playing together, that's who should start. Larea and Johnston on each side, to me, were excellent. Nathan Saliba, okay, as a team, we gave away the ball a lot, and Nathan Saliba was part of that. And it's just after that game, it's just there was a shot of Marcelo Flores and Ishmael Kone together, and both of them are on crutches, and it's just like, what could have been? But anyways, we move. We're further than we've ever been in a World Cup. Let's go. Lots of games happening within the World Cup. There's 3 games a day. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. Guys, players, if you're out there listening, players of a certain race, ethnicity, don't take PKs. It's a no-win situation for you. Just don't even let the other guys take it. If you know what I mean, let the other guys take it. Let the other guys take them. Because what's happening in the Netherlands with the keyboard warriors is, disgusting again. We saw it in the Euros when England lost in PKs to, I believe, Italy, and the abuse that Saka, Rashford, and I forget the other guy, the abuse that they took for missing the PK. It's gross. It's gross that people still think like this, and now the Netherlands are on it as well. So my advice, let the other guys take it, if you know what I mean. So Holland loses to Morocco in PKs. Germany loses to Paraguay in PKs. If you had Paraguay beating Germany, you win the World Cup. You win the World Cup, in my opinion. The Netherlands played a little too pedestrian for my liking. If you're this big powerhouse of a team, they were sitting back, allowing Morocco to take the game to them and trying to hit them on a counter. This is not the way a team like a European giant, we call the Netherlands, a European giant. This is not the way they play. You see, I'll give it to England, as much as I don't like the national team. I'll give it to England. They were They were going after DR Congo all game. They were pressing. They did not sit back at all. Even though, and you're gonna say, yeah, well, Reggie, they were down after the 7th minute. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But that's a team that just goes after you, just run at you. It would have been the same whether they were up 1-0 or it was 0-0. It would have been the same. But that performance by the Netherlands was strange to me. Very, very, very strange. And all the people that are actually talking about, it's just funny as well when we're talking about the PKs. It's funny what people bring up. I'm an Arsenal fan, and the first post I saw was that PK looked like when Gabriel missed in the Champions League. And it's just like, how did we get dragged in? How did Arsenal get dragged into this? How did Arsenal get dragged into this? But I'll tell you what, as a person who's I missed a PK in the national finals we were 16 years old playing under 18. We made it to the national finals, all Canada. We were Ontario against BC. I missed a PK and we lost 5-4. The goalie saved it, and we won the silver medal. That's how I have a gold and a silver. And that's the silver is because I missed a PK. But I'll tell you what, and it took me a long time to get over that, actually. For me to talk about it now, it's like I've grown as a person. But for me, I'd rather step up and miss than shy away like a coward. And if you're reading some of the things that are being said by the coaches and some of the players about what players, even in the Germany game and in the Holland game or the Netherlands game, what players said, no, thank you. I don't want the responsibility. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. I messaged Liverpool Logan and asked him point blank, like, why the guy that can do no wrong, why not? I felt a little something in my thigh, so I didn't want to take a PK. That's awful. That's awful, if you ask me. I'd rather step up and miss than shy away like a coward. You've got guys on Germany that have never taken PKs before. Because guys like Leon Goretzka says, no, I don't want to take a PK. The guy Brown says, no, I don't want to take a PK. Kimmich said he went around and asked everybody, and everybody said no, and the only guy that said yes was the guy who missed. And he's never taken a PK professionally in his career. We know how that's going to end. We saw how that's going to end. To be going online and slagging him off for stepping up like that, those aren't people that I want to hang out with at all. Again, I'd rather you step up and miss than cower away in the corner. All these big time players, big time names, best this, best that in the world, best this in the world. Awful. Cowards. Another game that we want to talk about, Brazil, Japan. I mean, in the first half, I'm in a pool at work, and I was just like, I wanted to pick Japan, but I picked Brazil, and I was kicking myself the whole first half. Damn it! Why had I picked? I could have won this. If I picked Japan, I probably would have won the pool. No one picked Japan. And then the second half came about, and it was all Brazil. And I've said it a million times. I don't know why, no one listens. You can't have a midfield of Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes together. You can't have them both on the field at the same time. They're the same player. One's worse than the other. I'll let you pick, but you can't have them both on the same field at the same time. And you saw that in the first half. It was awful. The midfield was awful in the first half. Guys picking up balls and just running through the midfield and scoring goals. But what do I know? That midfield's gonna get, if that's the midfield going forward, that midfield's gonna get dummied now that the better teams are now starting to, like, all the other teams are starting to fade away now, and now you're gonna be left with the Frances and the Spains and the this and the that. That midfield's gonna get torched. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see. Going back a little bit to the Congo game again, Congo and England. The major difference for me, well, the major difference is you have a striker like Harry Kane. As much as I, razz him and give him the gears because he's former Tottenham. Like they don't have a striker like that. They don't have a clinical striker like that. The second goal that he scored is just, wow. What can you say about that? That's a striker's goal. And the commentator on the TV said it a million times. He didn't even look up. He knows where he is on the field. He knows what he wants to do. He knows where the net is. Finish. That's a striker's goal. That's a great goal. Fantastic goal. The first goal, I kind of blame the goalie a little bit. The goalie's been standing on his head all day, making save after save after save. I mean, Jude Bellingham should have had two himself if it wasn't for the goalie. And that's the goal. It's kind of a weak goal for me. It's arm length height. It's right here, and it just bends his fingers back and goes in. I don't know if that's a good goal for me to give up, but I mean, you got to, as a striker, you got to take a chance. You got to shoot. So for that goal, maybe I don't like it. I don't like it that much. But the second goal, no qualms about that. Out of this world. But you also have to look at what quality Congo can bring off the bench. It's not the same. It's not the same with England. Yeah, no shit, Reggie. Yeah, but it's true. So you have underperformers in Rashford and Noni Madueke, and you have underperformers, and then who do you bring? Oh, let's bring on Saka. You know what I mean? Or let's bring on Ebery Chiesa. Let's move Declan Rice to right back and then let those guys, and then bring on Anthony Gordon. If Marcus Rashford doesn't deserve a move to Barcelona, Anthony Gordon doesn't either. But another time for that conversation. If you don't know, there was a certain English pundit when Rashford got a move to Barcelona saying that Rashford didn't deserve that move. I don't know how you don't deserve a transfer. I don't know how you don't deserve a transfer, but Rashford didn't deserve a move to Barcelona. So if that's the case, then I don't know how Anthony Gordon deserves a move to Barcelona either. The second assist he got, being critical. You can call me critical if you want. You can call me England hater, whatever. If you watch the second assist that he got on Harry Kane's second goal, he lost the ball twice and just bumbled, and it's back in front of him again. Not a big fan of anybody that comes from that plays on Newcastle. And again, we're hyping up average players. To me, anyway. I mean, everyone can have their opinion. If you think Anthony Gordon's fantastic and a great player, I'm not going to argue with you. That's your opinion. But for me, I don't know. Are there better wingers you could have chosen? Think so. But again, we can talk about all of this. The further England go, the more we'll dig deep into their run. I was hoping today would be over, but we go again. They play Mexico in Mexico. Imagine that. Being a host country and playing in your home country. Wow, that's amazing. So get ready for Saturday's game against Morocco. Getting ready for Senegal, Belgium right now. I think in another hour and a half, maybe. And then the final game of tonight is Bosnia and USA, and we all know who we're cheering for that game. If you haven't seen Edin Dzeko come out with a comment about the reporter who said she couldn't find Bosnia-Herzegovina on a map if she tried, very good response. Very educated response. The line I like the best, her saying that tells me a lot more about her than it does about us. Exactly. You should have just dropped the mic there and left it. But he goes on to explain a little bit more as well. So if you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it. Fantastic response from Edin Dzeko. So Bosnia, USA, Senegal, Belgium, all upcoming today. And today's Canada Day, guys, by the way. It's July 1st. Happy Canada Day to all my Canadians out there enjoying this 45-degree weather outside. Locked away in the AC here. Not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. But guys, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. If it's on YouTube, obviously, you're watching it, it's free. Hit the bell. You'll get a notification every time I do a show. Usually do a show after every Canada game. But, you know, things happen sometimes. But you'll always get a show a week. Definitely doing one on Saturday. We'll discuss Canada's game, and we'll discuss some of the other knockout games that are happening this week. At Football Weekly Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Join the conversation there at Football Weekly Pod, all one word. And yeah, guys, it's free. It's free. I put my shorts up there, put some clips from the show up there. If you want to see the whole thing, you can watch it on YouTube. So guys, let's get ready for some more knockout games. This World Cup hasn't been as bad as I thought it would be. Very competitive games. You're seeing some teams that you never thought would compete. I know some of you guys are in pools and you've lost some picks already. So just like I have. So again, to all my Canadian listeners and watchers out there, happy Canada Day. If you have a pool, get out there, get in it. Again, like I said, 45, it feels like 45 out there. It feels like 45 out there. So be safe as well. Stay well hydrated. And we'll catch you on Saturday.